Yes, you can put your mind at ease in the Navy. Come on and join your. We're live, aren't we?
We are.
Oh,
I hit the
okay.
button.
You hit the button. Thanks, Mickey. Well, you know what? As always, it's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your week off right here on Nerd Initiative with Play for Keeps, the show. This week, it's Tales of High Adventure with the Pirates of Dark Water. Mickey,
Yeah.
push the button. Actually, raise the mainsail.
Aye, Captain.
The alien world of Myr is being devoured by dark water. Only Ren, a young prince, can stop it by finding the lost 13 treasures of wool. At his side is an unlikely but loyal crew of misfits. At his back, the evil pirate lord Blood, who will stop at nothing to get the treasures for himself. It's high adventure with the Pirates of Dark Water.
Dude, I'm telling you, like all the feels, seriously. And the fact that I was able to find this before we did, this is my actual one I used to wear when I was in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I
That's
only
cool.
have a few pieces of my old uniforms, like my Dixie cup. I've got my cover. So, yeah. So I just wanted to show off because we're talking the
Heck
Pirates
yeah.
of Dark Water. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? My name's Off the Cuff Tom. That thing I haven't worn in about 18 years. And now my hair looks like crap. But either way, what's going on, everybody? Hope you all had a wonderful week. My name's Oscar Tom, Nerd Initiative's pop culture connoisseur. And with me, as always, he is the voice of Nerd Initiative. He puts the scurvy in me, scurvy dog. That's right. He be Mickey C.W.K. Smith. Yarr. What's going on, Mickey?
Not a whole lot, man.
Dude,
Like you
I
said,
had that one all day
all-
ready for you. Like this wasn't.
that was good.
This wasn't on the second. I had this one ready.
Like you said, a lot of feels this week. Just reconnecting with Pirates of Dark Water because there's more about it I forgot than I remembered.
Agreed.
And like just watching it and reading about it, and I was like, man, what happened? This was so cool. This could have been huge, but we'll talk more about all that later.
Seriously, it's such a great show. But you know what? Before we talk about the past, we got to talk about the now. So, any pickups this week?
I got a little something I wanted to show. I don't think I showed this, but it's my blade from Masters of the Universe, the movie.
We talked about it. I don't think you showed it off.
Yeah, it finally
Very
came
nice.
in, looking very cool. Digging it. Got to get a few more, but I'm trying to collect all the movie characters. So, what about you?
Hold on. Well, let me put the thing up.
You want me to do it?
Oh, you have to because with the new thing, I can only put it up, and then. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Yes, I covered my mic just in case.
Yeah.
But yes, I got a dog.
Adorable.
I think it has real dog-like action. It's fully articulated, soft goods like you wouldn't believe, and a puppy butt like it's no problem. And look at her ears. Her ears, like at some point they're supposed to go. I think her ears are always going to stay up in this hole. I'm good with the wombat ears. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Suntory. Sunny for short.
Okay, Sunny. Adorable. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Yeah. So cute.
Can I pet it out? So, yeah, that's really all I got. But you know what? Again, more importantly, what do we got going on in some toy news? Now, with San Diego coming up, it's been a little bit of a light news week, so bear with us, folks. We are eventually going to do our San Diego recap when that comes up. Oh, I like being down here. I mean, I just remember, hey,
there we go.
Oh, no, where'd he go? So we've just got a few things to cover for toy news, and then we're going to start to talk about some pirates. So what do we got up this week?
Kind of big news up for pre-order. I think today, I believe it came up, was the G.I. Joe Snowcat HasLab, and this thing is epic.
And mind you, folks, this is to the classified series scale, so that 6-inch figure is going to fit. Holy mother!
Man, this thing, it has 3 tiers, but with your basic tier, you will get, the vehicle, and I think,
as you should. What should you get for the basic tier? A piece of cardboard?
And Farley Frostbite Seward. But this is cool, man. It's got like a lot of moving parts. It's got LED lights.
Nice.
There's a ton of accessories. This is like the first tier thing. Like there's like stuff to cook with, like bacon and eggs and frying pans and coffee cups and like.
Okay, I have one problem here.
Okay.
Now I could have my Joes mixed up here. Now this comes with who?
Farley Frostbite Seward.
Okay. I think Timberwolf is the one that actually had a wolf. So that's why I just want to double check.
Yeah. But yeah, and then if you unlock all 3 tiers, huzzah, right? You get like a Lady J.
Well, what's tier 2?
I think Lady J is tier 2 and tier 3 is Lady 1. Tier 1 is Lady J. My bad. And then, man, there's a lot of stuff to scroll through because they're talking so much about this thing. Gosh, it looks so good though. And then I think you get like this camp set as part of it. And then Flint, I believe, is tier 2.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I can see the beret.
Tier 2 is the white bastions with projected roof, which I guess is kind of like a little like base or like a little like setup, little camp.
Little lean-to.
Tier 3 is Flint, yeah. With all his like breakfast and campfire goods.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
I think it's like $350.
Well, since we're talking money, and I don't know if you threw this in, Loyal Subjects did drop finally their price on some of their mask figures.
Oh, there you go. No. Okay.
No, half the price of what we're looking at right here for the tier 3. But is the Rhino really worth $170 some odd dollars?
Are you kidding me? I didn't see that.
Yep.
No, it's not. I wanted that one too, but no, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I can't justify it. Again, I will get the Condor. I might get the Thunderhawk. Everybody knows I want the Condor. I don't give me the Condor.
We'll see. We'll see if they come down at some point.
They're gonna learn real quick.
But also, you shared this with me earlier this week, and I appreciate it, but I had already pre-ordered them by the time you sent me the link.
I know. I'm on the fence about it,
but I appreciate it. If I had forgotten, it would have been cool. But yeah, these are the 5-inch Jack specific DC Sonic the Hedgehog crossover figures with a 7-inch Darkseid, which is pretty cool.
Which I think would be really cool, and like especially with all the McFarlane stuff that's coming out right now with the new Superman movie, you could at least justify buying a Sonic set and then randomly having a Darkseid.
Yeah, I'm confused why they didn't drop Tails and Knuckles as well.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, are they going to be retail exclusives? Could they just not get the production out on time?
Yeah,
I'm just glad Silver's rolling in. So, I mean, that gives our buddy Derek, a reason to go buy this.
Yeah, he's got to.
But considering all the characters and their powers, everything lines up.
Yeah, it's a really cool comic. I've been having fun with it. It's silly fun and it's great. My kids love it. We read it together and talk about it. So, yeah. I think that's obviously DC. Sonic is IDW, I believe.
Sonic is IDW. Sonic's been Archie. It's been IDW. It's been around.
Yeah. But anyway, those figures are for pre-order. Well, I don't know if they're still there or not because it was earlier this week, but they're pretty cool on Target if you're looking for them. SH Figuart Superman. Speaking of the movie coming out soon, I already have the McFarlane one, so I'm probably. And also, this is going to be expensive, I'm sure.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if they got the head to body ratio or if it just happens to be this picture.
It might just be that picture.
Because 9 out of 10 times when it comes to figure arts, now mind you, most of my figure arts are all Super Sentai and Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
They usually run a little on the thinner side.
Yeah.
Now, because this is an American-based character, did they go for the big burly, chest and just did not get the head to match? Like, seriously, you just want to go beep, 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 beep. I'm going to squeeze your head. I'm going to squeeze your head. I'm going to squeeze your head.
This one is opening tomorrow in Japan for pre-orders, but we probably won't see it for like a few more months.
I would be surprised if this comes out at anywhere between $89 and $109.
About $70 US is what they're projecting, because it's like 9,900 yen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Speaking of SH Fig Wars, though, we've got SH
Monster Arts.
And you've got,
and I still got my Flame Wingman waiting to go. Waiting.
Okay, you've got Shin Godzilla here.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched this movie yet, though. As a fan of Godzilla, I need to get on it at some point. But it's so weird, and I like how like horror it looks. This figure's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
that would be a rich figure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I believe that is up for pre-order as well. These are really cool console heroes. They've got, if you want to remember like Mighty Max or Polly Pocket, but this is the Sega Genesis version where you open it up. I don't know if they're that small. There's not a lot of details on it other than like pictures that they shown at this toy fair or wherever it was. But like all the like big Sega games have like a cartridge that opens up with a little diorama. And they even have like, let me see, I think I got the Genesis up here.
But here's the question. Can you put the Sonic 3 on top of Sonic 2 so it's Sonic and Knuckles?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I would think so. I would hope so. But this is something to keep a lookout for. I don't think they've dropped yet, but I am totally interested, and I'm going to keep an eye out if you guys want to know. If anyone is interested, the NECA Ben Cooper Costume Kids Collection Series 8, I want them, but it's something else I have to collect, so I just can't. This wave, I kind of want this wave though, because that's like 4 big ones. Pee Wee Herman, Alf, Garfield, and Predator. Come on, man.
Personally, not a fan. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Pee Wee Herman one just because I always liked Pee Wee, but I never could get into this whole kid costume line. So, but if that's your thing, more power to you. Just not my taste.
It's definitely more of like a nostalgia thing, like because I remember these costumes, and when I was a kid, I wore a couple of them, where it's just like the plastic mask and then like basically a poncho that looks like a character, not much to it, but yeah. These are nostalgia fuel, especially people that are like big Halloween fans and stuff like that. This is really their niche, and they're pretty popular. They're selling well, so somebody likes them. Mattel's making a deal with OpenAI to do some funky stuff with their toys, right? So I was a little concerned when I saw this, right?
All hail our robot overlords.
Because we don't want to end up with this, right?
Oh my God. Seriously? Like Ken came over and he was such a beep.
I was just curious because Barbie was the thing they were talking about. And I was like, are they gonna have like a Barbie you could talk to, and like is it gonna like communicate responses and like ask you questions and stuff? Because that's gonna be freaky. And then I immediately thought about Small Soldiers.
Oh, see, I thought like see, you're just saying that Small Soldiers, but could you imagine if they get the AI to work right and then we can finally get to talk to He-Man?
I mean, yeah, until he tries to kill us.
No, that would be Skeletor. I think Adam could handle the power.
It just takes one short in the chip, man, or somebody puts a defense chip instead of a AI chip in there, we're all dead. But also up for pre-order is the Merciless and the Batman Who Laughs 2-pack. Look, that Merciless looks really cool. I'm digging it.
The Dark Knight Metal series.
Yeah. I love that he comes with the alternate head without the helmet. That's pretty dope. Yeah. So it looks really nice. I don't know how much it's going to be. Probably expensive, but yeah. If you're interested, that's going to be available either now or like this week. I think it's later this week, but yeah. So there you go. That's all the toy news.
That is some news about toys.
No. Oh man. I wish this thing was easier to navigate.
We'll get there.
It always Puts you right back there again. But yeah, we're good.
I think it's because you're the host and I'm not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's prejudice for the host.
Well, we'll let the GEO know how we feel. Sorry, Michael. Anyhow, we're here. We're talking about the Pirates of Darkwater. You know, like if you were an elder millennial, if you were an 80s baby and a 90s kid, this was the show for you.
Indeed.
I think this was just an amazing show way, way, way back in the day.
It's one of those, like, I felt like it reminds me of like the Thundercats reboot that had so much trouble getting off the ground. Like this kind of had those same troubles. Like it just couldn't find a good time slot or a good audience to watch it. So yeah.
And I think that it really came out hard swinging with, hey, we've got a big story we want to tell you. Yeah. But we're stuck getting bounced around every Saturday morning and certain times and, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, let's talk about it. So it started off in 1991. All right. And it had its own little 5-episode mini arc, you know, made for TV movie. And it introduced us to the alien world of Myr is being devoured by an evil substance known as Darkwater. Only Ren, a young prince, can stop it from finding the lost 13 treasures of rule. Now, I will be very honest. I got to stop this right here. I never call this 1991, call this crappy TVs. I never heard it as the 13 treasures of rule. I never heard
really?
L. I heard it's the 13 treasures of rule. Rule.
I always thought it was rule.
Yeah. Anyway, his loyal crew of misfits helping his journey are an ecomancer, Tula, a monkey bird, Niddler, and a treasure-hungry pirate, Ayaz. You know, the evil pirate lord Bloth will stop at nothing to get the treasures from him and provides many obstacles for Ren and his crew. It's high adventures for the Pirates of Darkwater.
So, did you ever think that the water was infected by like a venom symbiote or something?
I mean, look, it was 91. I was 10. I barely knew what a symbiote was. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that it might have been some semi-sentient. Yeah. It was, you know, held back by whatever the 13 treasures did. Yeah. I was cool with that. My little T brain could, you know, comprehend that.
Or was it a metaphor for like oil spills in the sea?
I never took it as a metaphor. Like if I wanted to talk about, you know, eco stuff, I was watching Captain Planet.
Absolutely. Right? You're not joking.
So this show followed Ren, like we said, you know, the long lost crown prince of Octopon, which was the crown jewel of the 10 seas, because the world of Myr had 10 seas. Good luck finding it, Daniel. Okay, we were scratching the internet to try and find this. Like we were pulling up floorboards on the internet to find information. Thank God I found this extremely like niche corner, almost a GeoCities website because we old to get some info on the show.
They did not finish this series.
No, it did not. They only got cut off, and we only know about the 8 treasures.
Yep. Never finished it. Bummer.
Never finished. But yeah. So anyway, Ren lives in the lighthouse as he was hidden away as a child, and he's now been tasked to find the 13 treasures of rule. And the best part is, you know, and we got to mention this when we get to the toys. He has a full sword in the toys, but his weapon in the show was the busted jeweled sword of his father, which turns out to also be
a treasure of rule
and a key.
Oh, that's right. It is.
Yep. It was the key to the bottom of the lighthouse. Like this is the weird stuff that I can remember out of the show. There was a locked door. So they, yep. Which I was like, okay, that's a fun little way of doing it. It's kind of like the skeleton key that would fit in the Goonies when you turn it.
Absolutely. I just remember Ren being like kind of a big deal. Like he was everywhere. Like he was, I'm not gonna say it was iconic, but he was a very popular part of cartoon culture for the show not to succeed, because like everybody knew who if you saw a picture of him in the 90s, you're like, oh, that's Ren from, or you at least know what it's from. Oh, he's from Pirates of Darkwater. So it's like,
And then like when it even got syndicated back on, because this was a Hanna-Barbera show and it did eventually go over to Boomerang, like they were pushing it quite a bit when Boomerang first started.
That's another thing. This being a Hanna-Barbera show is awesome because those are some of my favorite cartoons. I'm watching like Herculoids and Space Ghost and all this stuff from and Scooby-Doo and all this stuff. Flintstones, the Jetsons. So like to know that this is
all this older stuff, and then we've got something in the same line in modern times. Like
to see them bring it here, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep, they got it right.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about it, if you really want to take a look at this, there's very few and far between white people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, the representation for this show, I guess we can get away with it because it's an alien world.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's on another planet, it's kind of different.
But I got to say, like, that was a great way to, spread it around, So next up, we got Ayaz, a rogue and a pirate. He joins up with Ren initially for the promise of treasure. He's always up to make a quick buck. He and Niddler both used to work for Bloth. It ended on bad terms, as he liked to say. And he had a great voice. He definitely had, and again, we're going to talk about the voice actors because
stacked
and jacked like you have no idea.
Absolutely.
And then up next, we got Tula. Now, Tula started off as a barmaid, and then we find out she is an ecomancer. Now, sorry, you Avatar The Last Airbender folks. This is a little bit different here. All right. She can control plants. She can control elements to a degree. She can talk to animals. So, could this have given us an idea for Avatar The Last Airbender? But the way that they portrayed it is like, oh, this is a different type of, for the lack of better words, ecomancy that we've seen as far as powers. Oh, my Tula. Oh, Daniel, wait till you find out about the thing that I found out about Tula today while I was doing my homework for this, because I had an Tula moment.
An old Tula.
And who knows? Maybe Tula was some folks' awakening, watching TV back then. All right. So I got to talk about it. I got to go there right now. Okay. This is the voice cast of Pirates of Dark Water. All right. We're going to start off up here, up by me, right? We're going to start with Brock Peters, who played Bloth. Now, if you don't know who Brock Peters is, he's done a lot of great voices. He's a very deep, iconic voice. If you watch SWAT Cats, he was Dark Cat in that. Okay. Now, you also had Mickey later in our thing where it says, "Where's Tula?" So I'm going to save Tula's voice actor for last.
Okay.
So going right to the middle top, right? We've got, and I know I screwed this up every single.
He's gonna double check. That's the
Hector
voice.
Elizondo. Y'all might recognize him from Princess Diaries, so many other great shows. After that, we have Ren, played by George Newbern. Right? And Hector Elizondo did Ayaz for the first season. Yeah. And for the second season, the great Jim Cummings played Ayaz. Now, technically, it was still all one season, but it was kind of broken up, and it's semantics. Yeah. Then we've got back down here the great Frank Megatron Welker.
He's in
everything. Who did Niddler after the 5-part miniseries because not Robert, Planet of the Apes actor.
You got me stumped.
Roddy McDowall. The Roddy McDowall was the voice of Niddler. So, yeah, like big. And then we had Peter Cullen was on Bloth's team.
Everybody knows. Yeah. And Brink Welker, I hope.
He had this very long, like elongated, almost equine looking face, but he had these, mustache, little dilly bobbers. And then Tim Curry, right? Because I had to look, if you're gonna get Tim Curry, you got to get the best possible Tim Curry picture.
Damn right.
And I didn't want to get flagged and put up Frankenfurter, so we went for this.
Yeah. This is actually Curry, off of his album cover, I believe. By the way, Tim Curry has an album.
Yes. So this is Tim Curry actually played Bloth's second in command, which I thought was even the best character in the whole show.
It's about Conk.
Yep, Conk.
Yeah.
And then Odo, Rene Auberginois, was also on Bloth's crew. Like, this is a stacked cast. Now, there's a certain young lady right up over here. All right. Now, for those of you who might be Disney fans, you might know who this is. Do you know who it is, Mickey?
That's Jodie Benson, is it not?
That is Jodie Benson. So go figure that Ariel is.
No, wait. I'm thinking about Aladdin.
Yeah, that's a whole new world.
Yeah. Sorry. I want to be where the people are.
That's right. Yeah, you know, I mean, we are collectors. Yep. We are collectors. We got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Who's it's and what's it's galore.
It's true.
You got thingamabobs. Well, I got Skylanders, about 300.
Oh, that was good. I like that. That was smooth. Nice.
But yeah, Jodie Benson, Ariel, the Disney princess, was the voice of Tula. Like, go figure. I mean, something seems fishy here. She started off playing a mermaid, and now she is an ecomancer. Dreamy. Doing my homework tonight just made me go,
That, so look, okay, before we move on to the toys, right? So we've got a really good story, right? I'm trying to remember, oh man, what was the showrunner's name? He's so famous. He's done so many things. I've already forgot it. Anyway, the guy makes hits on hits.
Oh, yeah.
So he makes this phenomenal. David Kirshner, thank you. Yes. Yep. Also, you've got like top tier animation. Okay, like they're putting in the work. This isn't like they're not taking it a shortcut. It's old school, really good animation. And then you have a voice cast like this that makes the acting and the characters come to life.
Oh yeah.
All these things just seemed like it would be a hit show, and then it wasn't. And if what I read was correct, you know, a lot of it has to do with all the money spent on all of this stuff, because it's really expensive to do all these really good things. But in the end, you get something awesome. So I don't know. It's a balance that I guess they couldn't maintain.
And speaking of David Kirshner, just so you guys know, like movies, An American Tail, Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, Titan AE, The
Hits.
Page Master,
Hits,
you know, The Cult of Chucky, Hocus Pocus 2. He was on the story on that, and let's not forget Curious George.
Oh, obviously,
right? TV films. Let's see. No, nothing that we really know there. TV series, Pirates of Dark Water. He was the creator. Fievel's American Tales, Wake, Rattle, and Roll, Gravedale High, Earth Final Conflict, executive producer. So that was in the Gene Roddenberry line. Curious George. He was obviously did that for on PBS. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, another great cartoon.
Yes.
So I mean, this dude has his bona fides, but the fact that he is the creator of the Pirates of Dark Water, and he knew how to write a great story.
It came down to money and honestly scheduling, and because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was kind of like still hot at this time. So it was like,
well, at 91, wasn't this at the point for Turtles where we were going Red Skies? So it was on CBS. So it did have a main competitor because, you know, this aired on ABC.
Yes.
And affiliates. So, I mean, that really did line up, because I remember Pirates of Dark Water being near the end of the Saturday morning block.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in my affiliate, Turtles was about 10 to 11. So, yeah, that was direct competition.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys ready to move on to some toys?
Yep. And then don't forget the other thing I got, which we're going to leave either in the description or we're going to make it a pinned comment.
I will let you know it's in the description. I was able to and put the link in there if you want to talk about that first, or you want to do that after the commercial break.
Oh, no, we'll talk about its legacy and, you know, how much it's gone on to things.
All right. We'll be back after these messages.
set sail for adventure. The Pirates of Dark Water. Now, for the race with Ren and his stallion crew as they search for the treasures of Rue. But beware.
Treasure's no good to a dead man.
Bloth and his wicked pirates are on the attack, so the Wraith is armed for battle with a boulder-hurling catapult,
Hit the deck, Kong.
a power blast harpoon, and a mainsail glider.
You're sunk, boss.
The Pirates of Dark Water, each sold separately.
They just don't
Yeah.
make toy commercials like that anymore, man.
And they never made that toy to begin with either.
Yeah, it's true.
But also, just the style of the show was so good. Like the Wraith always stuck out against everything.
Yeah, that's another. You see that a picture of that ship, and you're our age.
Instantly.
Oh, that's from Pirates of the Darkwater. Even if you don't know the show, you'd be like, oh, that show where they're like looking for the treasures in the like oily sea or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that one. So that's
what
cool.
And the fact that I think, did they use the glider in the show too? I think they did.
They probably did. I don't think it was like the sail though that came off of the Wraith, was it? I don't remember. I didn't see that, so I don't know. It's been a while.
But at the same time, you know, they were going to make another. They were, and I mean, we're going to talk about this. Bloth's ship, the Maelstrom.
Yeah, I wish we had got that. That would
have been huge because you had to make it to scale to the Wraith. You could not.
No.
You know, that's like a dinghy and a aircraft carrier.
And we'll talk more about the Wraith because even that I feel like could have been better, like bigger, basically. But yeah, we'll get to that. So the Pirates of Darkwater toy line produced by Hasbro in 1990. It consisted of 8 figures and 1 vehicle playset, the Wraith, as we've been talking. They were pretty simple figures, 5 points of articulation, arms, legs. They had the little hole for in the hands for the weapon to sit in, and they usually came with their main weapon and a secondary weapon. One opportunity I think they missed was to include a treasure of rules, since there were 8 at the well, I think they made these before the show actually aired, so they probably
so the design wouldn't have matched up. We would have gotten a whole other Star Trek Generations weird costume, Playmates thing.
Yeah. Like I said, 8 figures, 4 from the heroes, 4 from the villains. You got Niddler, Zuli, I don't know why, Rin, and Ayaz.
Okay, 2 reasons. All right, and one you perfectly put. It's a male character. He looks more like a pirate than anything.
Yeah.
And he was what? Maybe there 52% of the time.
Maybe.
So,
I kind of agree with Daniel here on the simplicity of the articulation. For kids' toys like this, very cool. Yeah, I like it.
And just look at that the card right there.
Yeah.
Toys R Us, $4.99. $4.99. How much do you think that would be in today's money? 17 whatever.
Just under 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and Ayaz, I don't remember Ayaz really. But again, that's that secondary weapon.
And also, like, his skin was like gray for some reason. I don't know. I guess to try and differentiate him from everybody. I don't know. He looked more like Mantis's skin color, though, which we'll get to here in a minute. But yeah.
Yeah. And how is it in a world that's supposed to be dark water and there wasn't a lot of sunshine and whatnot? Ren had this really good tan.
It's just good genes, man. I don't know.
Good genes, man. Good genes.
But you can see the card art. It's, you got the red with the blue. I think the sea is blue. It might be black. I can't tell. But you got the Wraith in the background. And then usually you have the character art for whichever figure it is. So really cool. But where's Tula?
Oh, also to note, Zuli is the rarest figure out there.
Really?
Yes.
I would have thought Bloth would be because he comes with a soft goods vest, but okay.
Yeah, Zuli had the shortest run of all. And Tula had the no run.
I put a
so
cool
where did you
custom.
get this picture of this figure? What is this?
It was just a picture somebody made a custom, man, of her, and I was
Very
like,
nice.
Looks pretty cool, really good. But yeah,
yep. But again,
why not Tula? She's a main character.
It's the 90s, and it's a girl. It's a peg warmer. Like
I
this
would
is
think
pre-Power
she would have been
Rangers,
popular amongst fans. But
I would hope, but again, it's the girl, and girl figures don't sell, and boys' toys, and then sexism. I said it. I stand by it.
Yeah. Grand Theft Autobot says Hasbro didn't like female characters. They resisted making any female Transformers back in the day. It was
And you
pretty
know
hard
what?
to find an RC. Yeah.
I will agree with that. And you know what, GT Autobot? One of my first characters that I got was more recent. After I stopped collecting the red line, for me it was Strong Arm from the newer Robots in Disguise. So I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, they made Strong Arm. When I found out that they were going to do Strong Arm, like, I want Strong Arm. I think she is a great character and had great story, and I'd love to see her back.
Yeah, there you go. We
Sorry,
love
Alex.
all the characters, girls or boys. Okay,
Exactly. Even Mickey.
that's right. And then you had the 4 villains with the you had like the green gloomy dark with the maelstrom on the cover there, so you know that these are bad guys. Plus they kind of look deformed. So
Look at Conk. But even Conk, he's deformed, and yet he's still got the best hand.
exactly. His little pot belly. Bloth is probably, to me, out of all of the figures, Bloth looks the coolest, and he comes with that really cool vest that's like a soft goods vest. Mantis is pretty cool too, but man, that Bloth, I'd like to get my hands on that Bloth. I ain't gonna lie.
And it's so 90s, like the purples and the pinks and the blues, and that fugly green.
I like it.
I'll blame you.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So the Wraith, right? This is
Things
the
that'll never
vehicle
be
play set that they made.
made.
Yeah. The main sail would detach as a glider, as you saw in the commercial, and the mast kind of acted as a catapult, and you had the harpoon that shot off the front of the ship, which was pretty cool. But this thing, in reference to the size of the characters, was pretty small. Like, you could get like two of the characters up there maybe at best.
But
so I wish it was a little bit bigger. That would have been
see,
awesome.
and this is where I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Okay. Now you figure we go back to 1991 money. Okay, $5 a figure.
Oh, well,
and
yeah.
to get a play set that would be, say, big enough for all 4 figures. Okay, you're looking at about $35-40.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think parents really want to be spending that right now? Because Timmy just got an A on his report card, and he wants Mega Man 3, which is still $45-50 back then. I don't think that this was a smart choice to make the Wraith, which never got released.
Yeah.
That size.
They're out there though. People have them.
Yep. Or was it? No. It's such a limited run that And then
I know I saw them on eBay. That's why I was like, I want to get that.
Gotcha. And then the Maelstrom wasn't released because, again, like I said, the scale you would have to put that at would be just massive. That's where the Wraith should have been bigger in relation to.
You can only get it for a smooth $350.
Oh, just $350? All right, hold on. I got this Elemental Wingman. I got some Super 7. What you want? I got that dog.
Yeah, that's the cheapest one. It goes up from there, but yeah,
that's crazy.
They're out there, but rare, so they're going to be pricey.
Now, if someone would just like that Tula custom, maybe make some customs of these, I could definitely see that, going around in the 3D community.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Daniel said he had the Wraith. And of course,
Daniel, you're just one lucky freaking kid, okay? Just thank you. Just call your mother and call your dad and say thank you. Shut up.
But
we love our fans, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Right here, right? The 13 treasures of rule are the friends we made and the lessons we learned along the way. Which I was watching. I forgot what I was watching. It might have been Secret Galaxy, where they talked about that the end was going to be that. It's not actually the treasures. It was like courage and friendship. And I was like, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the test of loyalty, and this is the test of, are you a good heart? And
Yeah.
like, no.
So there you go.
No, just make it the fact that here's A to B. I got to get the treasure. I got to jump through a hoop. I got to go through a ring of fire. Here's the treasure. And they didn't make sense. Like some of them were jewels, some of them were gems, some of them were like, come on.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen how did they make 13 Treasure Rules. And yes, there was a tie-in comic that was put out at the time. But yeah, one of my favorite tie-ins
was
the secrets. That's just like the secret soup, man. There is no secret. Duh.
What was your favorite tie-in?
For what?
Did you said that was my favorite tie-in? Oh, look, see, you just did that again.
That's okay. One of my favorite tie-ins, and it is in the link in the description below.
Oh, yes.
Did you know that we like to D&D here over at Nerd Initiative?
We do.
We do, because we like the initiative. You can roll for it whenever you want. But Pirates of Dark Water did have an RPG. So if you folks are interested, we did leave the link in the description below to the original PDF file that had been uploaded. It is the full rule book for Pirates of Dark Water. So anybody who's, might want to incorporate to their 5e campaign, their Pathfinder, whatever. Heck, I would love to see. I dare you, role players. I want to see Pirates of Dark Water done on Starfinder 2.0.
Shoot.
Give me Treasure Planet Pirates of Dark Water.
That'd be cool. I'd watch that.
But I think that so talking about this, one we are obviously know already. This is a Hanna-Barbera thing.
Yep.
All right. And with that, it means it is a Hasbro thing.
Yep.
And unfortunately with Hasbro, they are so in line right now with Transformers, with G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, passing off Power Rangers to Playmates, which again, that's a whole other story. But the thing is that I really think that this would survive right now in the market that we're in. If, say, some of those older Hanna-Barbera cartoons that are all over at Dynamite, this is how you get it back out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm calling all Peppos. Peppos. Yar, all aboard.
Or David Kirshner if you want to write a comic, brother.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll throw it out there, right? Or there's such an opportunity to bring back this series. I could even see if Hasbro really wanted to be daring, redo it. Do it as a cartoon. Yeah. Give it the Thundercats 2011 style.
Oh man. But make it
as a continuation. Don't start it. Don't do a soft reboot. Just keep going with it.
And put it somewhere where people will see it, please.
Exactly. There's such a great legacy to the series. Here we are 30 years later talking about it.
Yeah.
For what? How many toys and one playset?
Yeah.
6 toys and one playset. Because it's such an iconic show. It's such an iconic cast. It sits somewhere in your heart, hopefully.
It was well made and captivating. So that stuff strikes you. Good animation sticks with you. Good acting sticks with you. And that's what you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the best part about it. It was sitting down. It was going back to school on Monday morning. Go, did you watch Pirates of Dark Water? No, I was watching the show. Shut up.
How about we add it to Magic the Gathering?
Shut up, dude. This is
I knew you would eat that.
Nope. Do not go there.
Did you see the Sonic Secret Lair drop?
This will all be clipped out, by the way, because I have my thoughts on Magic the Gathering. There's a reason we haven't done Magic yet, and it's because this will turn into it would be a 2-hour show, because the first hour would be me being pissed off. And then the second hour would be like, oh yeah, I remember when I did this one time and built this deck around. And that's fine. That's cool and all. I have very, 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 very hard feelings about IP in Magic the Gathering. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not the game, it's the IPs that they use. Is that what it is?
Exactly.
Right.
Well, no, I still have problems with the game.
I had a
Now-
problem with the like money grabbing part of the game.
Yeah.
That's why I
My-
got out, because I
right,
used to play.
Folks,
I'm
we're
a
going to
retired
tantrum
player.
here, so we're just going to warn you right now. So talking about Magic the Gathering, my thing is that, you know, back in the day, we used to have what are called got it already. And its affiliates. Hold on a second. So back in the day, Magic used to have blocks. Okay, they still have blocks, and in a block came 3 sets. The thing is that each block had 3 sets and one new game mechanic that was put out every single block. Then at some point, Wizards was like, hey, we're not making money. We need to keep changing the game up so much. So now every single set in that 3-set block got another play mechanic. So then it just made it all the harder. And then I'm what used to be called a legacy player or a 1.5 player because I'm that old.
Same.
Okay. So when I picked up some cards again and it was like, hey man, you want to play Commanders? Like, no. I just want to throw down my deck, make you go, and that was it.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about a commander and my stack base and dude, just give me turn, second phase, boom, done. And then about a decade ago, there was a Valentine's line that they started with. I was like, oh, that's cute. I like that. They're making Valentine style card, you know, Cupids and whatnot. There was no IP. It was all in-house. It was like their collector's line. Cool. Awesome. Why not? Old school collectors, we have nerd money. Go for it. Then I start seeing all these tie-ins. Doctor Who, Sonic, Final Fantasy. I'm not going to say that the D&D cards weren't a great idea. That makes sense in the world of Magic. But some of them, man, you're just like, you're reaching way too far. Eventually, because Hasbro, till all are one, there will be Power Rangers Magic the Gathering cards at one point. I'm just going to put it out there. 35th or 40th anniversary, it's going to happen.
Probably.
Okay, clear the ticker.
Yeah, it's gone.
So to answer your question, no, we won't be doing Magic the Gathering anytime soon.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, we want to know your thoughts on the whole Pirates of Darkwater. Was this one of your favorite series? A coworker picked up the Final Fantasy set. Cool. What's his wallet look like?
Yeah, I was about to do that until I checked the price on them at a Target.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not
Transformers Magic
eBay.
Gathering. Okay. I have old Mirrodin sets. Put the damn ticker back up.
All right.
I have old Mirrodin sets. I build my decks mathematically before I even put card 1 to card 2 together in my hand. How the frick am I going to incorporate Bumblebee into my elf deck, into my cleric deck, into my, vamp deck, into my direct damage deck? There's no freaking way. Again, you got the nerd money. You want to put them on your shelf. You want the clout, have it at it, baby. But you know what? They ain't going in my decks.
They're galactic travelers. They could go to other planets.
Great, cool. They could be freaking planeswalkers all they want. They can planeswalk into somebody else's collection.
Yeah. I like it.
I'll be here all week. Try the fish. Tip your server.
There you go. Oh, man. Did you freeze?
No, the thing's in the background.
That was pretty good. I thought you froze. I wasn't even
But yeah, folks, we want to know what you think about Pirates of Darkwater. And on top of it, we want to know what you want to talk about next. We have really kind of thrown the gambit for all of June, but we got some stuff coming up in July.
Yes, we do. You want to talk about
powerful stuff.
So over at Giving Back My Action Movies, which my good friend Charlie's podcast, he started this thing a while back called the Month of Action, which is July, where they just talk about action movies. And it was just them for a long time. This year, they were like, hey, does anybody else want to do this? And the feedback was like crazy. Like everybody was in. And as a part of the B Action show, we did it too. But now it's just like, we've got so many podcasts involved. And I was like, you know what? We could do a little something on toys, at least an episode or two talking about something action related. Maybe like, I think we discussed R-rated movies like Rambo, Terminator, things like that. You've got Centurions out there.
Predator.
You've got so many things that you could talk about that are action related in toys. So like, yeah, we could totally do that. So be on lookout for that in July. That's kind of where we're going right now.
And of course, let's not forget San Diego Comic-Con is coming up.
Yeah.
And we will be covering everything that's going to be
So
released there.
much stuff.
We won't be getting anything from there because we're East Coast based, but whatever. It is what it is. But we're going to be covering that all next month. And in the meantime, we want to know from you what you want to hear. But more importantly, you got to do the thing. And first and foremost, you got to make sure you hit that subscribe button. You ding the thing and let it ring. Hit that bell to get all the notifications when we go live, whether it's Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, or maybe something in between. And then tap that thumbs up to let the GEO know that we're doing a good job. Sorry,
That's right.
I'm getting used to the new camera setup. Trust me, the new studio office is in shambles right now. I was luckily able to get one figure up or one thing.
The staff, the
Gold Ranger staff.
Gold Ranger staff.
But yeah, Mickey,
Yeah,
take us out.
Just want to remind you to be kind to yourselves and others, and don't just play for fun. You want to say it?
You play for keeps. Yarr. We're out.
Avast ye mateys!
No.